Brainscan is one of those mid-90s horror movies that I really enjoyed when I was younger, a lot younger, because it focused on a lot of things I was interested in. It's basically about a young boy who has been in an accident when he was younger, lost his mum. His dad is always kind of absent, away in work. He lives in his room and plays computer games, reads Fangoria, watches horror movies, and listens to evil rock and roll. It's a type of character I could easily connect with, and I did. Basically what happens is he gets a game called Brainscan, and when he puts his game in, he feels as though he is murdering somebody, playing a game, trying not to be caught. And when he's walking to school a day or so later, he discovers that the murder was real, and now he's stuck in a kind of world that he doesn't know entirely what to do. He may have committed this murder, he's not sure. And then this trickster, this person, comes out of the game and starts to tease and taunt and twist his mind, leading him down a path and trying to get him to play the other there's 4 parts, the other 3 parts of the game, to commit more murders that he is reluctant to do. And it's a fairly kind of simple setup, and it's kind of preachy in the way it tackles a lot of its subject matter, you know. Computer games, horror movies, rock and roll is wrong, and it will corrupt the brain of youth if that's what they spend their time doing. It's a load of nonsense with its thematics, but it's just kind of fun in the way it executes it. The weirdness here comes from the trickster character that seems like a kind of odd addition to the movie. This kind of horribly twisted character that feels very akin to Howie Mandel in Little Monsters. It feels like an elevated kind of version of that movie, where it wants to lead this character into doing horrible things, but you never really understand why it's leading him to do these horrible things. And slowly it starts to disintegrate Michael's life, who's played by Edward Furlong, who is remarkably wooden in the movie and devoid of any kind of acting ability, it looks like. And the one great character we have in here, and it's probably down to how good the actor is Frank Langella as the police detective, who just head and shoulders above everybody else in the movie. You can just see the gravitas that the man carries when he's doing these kind of roles. I kind of like him in this movie particularly. And much of Brainscan is really fun. I like a lot of it, and I know that it's not a great movie, but it doesn't bother me. I like the fact that it creates this weird game that really doesn't hold up to any kind of scrutiny. You put a disc in, it kind of hypnotizes you into playing a game. I mean, logic has far escaped this movie that we don't really care, and we have moments where Furlong is playing the game where he can't remember a single thing he did, or he remembers vividly the murder, or he's fully aware of what's happening when he's on a mission to get rid of the footprints and he's being chased. He's competently aware of what's happening, and it plays fast and loose with a lot of the rules of that the game creates itself. Like I said, the trickster's a weird character. It's one that's going to either put you off, or it's one you're going to kind of like. I'm half and half on it. I feel it's a strange idea, but you don't really get any idea of why this character is and what it's doing all these things for, why it's trying to get him to finish the game. Brainscan's kind of fun. It's a throwaway thriller. It's one of those movies from the mid-90s that's a product of its time. If you saw it back there, you could probably appreciate a lot of the things it shows you. If you're coming to it new, I don't know if you're really going to like this one. I think the ending is one of those, let's say, uninspired and familiar endings, where it repurposes everything that you've kind of seen, stripping away a lot of what's happened and leaving you a little bit empty and unfulfilled, but it's still a fun movie. Brainscan, I would recommend it. If you're a horror fan, if you kind of grew up in the 90s, I think you're going to appreciate a lot of what is kind of there from that time. if you're coming to it as a new fan or a new interested party, I'd love to know how you think of this now. And if this is a movie you liked and you've recently revisited it, I would love to know if you think it holds up as well. Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.